Hi, my name is Jada Griffin and I am a professional track athlete. I run the 400 and welcome to my channel. I think I'm gonna call this channel Track Girl Diary because it's so true. This is my little video diary of my little track world. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, on my channel I'm going to be focusing on my experiences of what it's like to be a professional athlete, fitness, fashion, and my diet, and just everything track related, because that's what I know. This video is going to be how I went pro without an agent or a sponsor. Child, where do I start? Where do I start? I'll start with, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go pro at the end of my last year in college because I wasn't too educated in everything track. The extent of what I knew from track was the goal is to make it to NCAAs. And so my senior year, that was my goal, make it to NCAAs, and that's exactly what I did. And at the end of that, I was like, okay, well, track is over. After NCAAs, after your senior year, you're done. Or you go pro, but I didn't know what that looked like. And so I just wasn't sure if that's what I wanted for myself, because I never envisioned myself as a professional track athlete. So I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted. At the end of the NCAAs, I'm like, oh, college career's over, like, move on type of thing. And my coach was saying, like, no, the national championship is next, the US trials for the world championship, and my time had made it. And so I was like, oh, we have to keep training, which is not a problem, but it was just a shock because I was just, everything that I knew was make it to NCAAs and then that's it. I didn't know that there was a postseason after NCAAs for collegiate athletes. So I made it to the US National Championship. That was actually my first time in Eugene because my first time at Nationals was in Austin. So that was my first time in Eugene, Oregon for the US National Championship. And I got a real taste of what it's like to be pro during that experience. And it wasn't something that I was ready to let go of at the end of my senior year. I was like, oh, I kind of want to keep going. So I told my coach, I said, okay, I'll try it for 1 year and I'll see how that goes. And so this is the end of my first year being a pro athlete. And I have a lot to say, a lot to say. When I was at the US National Championships, I was approached by a lot of different people. I was approached by different agents just looking for new clients. And none of them really, the ones that I'd spoken to, it felt very impersonal, and I didn't really like the vibes I was getting. It felt very transactional, which everyone was just saying, like, that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, I just wasn't really sure of the vibes, and you know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the vibes just weren't there from the agents. I didn't feel like it just didn't feel right, and I'm not the type of person who's gonna move forward if it doesn't feel right. And so I just opted to not have an agent my first year and just to kind of do it myself. And a part of that was because I didn't know if I wanted to run professionally, and I didn't want to be in a contract that would make me run if I wasn't sure if I wanted to run. What that kind of looked like without having an agent the first year is, what an agent does is that they book all the meets for you, and they're the liaison between the athlete and the meet directors and the brands and stuff. So all of the jobs that comes with having an agent, I had to do myself. So I had to manage my own finances, I had to book my own meets myself and make my own schedule. And it was a lot of work, but I think it was really rewarding because I get to see every different aspect of what it's like to be a pro, like managing myself but also being the athlete. A big part of that was just managing the finances. So I had to manage my finances separately from my personal finances, which isn't a problem because I'm getting my master's in finance anyway. So I had to book the flights myself, I had to make the schedule, I had to manage my meet winnings and reinvest that into the money that I spent getting to meets, and just the money that I spend at a meet, like food and transportation if needed. And a big part of an agent is that they book the meets for you. So I had to, this is what I did. So to make my own track schedule, because it's not like college where it's like they just give you the schedule and you just get on the bus and go. You have to actually plan out everything. And so I had to plan out everything. And the first thing I did is email the meet directors. No, even before that, I had to go to the World Athletics schedule and see what meets were going on during the year, the calendar year, and see which meets worked with my schedule and what meets I wanted to go to. There's 4 different type of level meets. There's challengers, which is the lowest level, and then there's bronze, silver, and gold. And the gold meets are the ones that are the Diamond League meets, the Olympics. And then the challengers are more like lower level meets that you go to. So for me, I scheduled meets that were either challengers, bronze, or silver level meets throughout the year. I had to email the meet directors and say, hey, I'm looking to go to this meet. Are you providing any accommodations? And based on the meet level and the meet director, they'll say, hey, these are the certain times that we're looking for to either provide accommodations or to give you free entry into the meet, and or they're looking for a certain world ranking. So you go on the World Athletics, you see the ranking that you have against everyone in the world, and they'll be like, you have to have this number for us to pay for everything, your accommodations. So the accommodations are anything from flights, hotel, food, transportation, meet entry fee. So most times the meet will pay for all of that for you, and usually the athlete doesn't have to deal with that because you have an agent. But since I was my own agent, I had to deal with all that. So I had to organize everything with the meet director, with my flight, my hotel, the transportation, the food, XYZ. You do that, massages as well, everything that you need. What differentiates lower level meets from higher level meets is you get paid more prize money at higher level meets than you do at a challenger meet. And then some meets I also was a rabbit, so basically I just set the pace for the 800, which honestly I kind of liked it because I didn't have to run as fast, and you get paid the same as if you won first place in some meets. So that was really cool. That was my first time being a rabbit, which I really did like, because you still get to train, but you also get paid. So I did all that without an agent, and it was a lot of work. And I'm gonna be looking for an agent this upcoming year for my second year being a pro. I've talked to a lot of different track athletes and their experiences of having an agent, and basically they said a lot of them are just shady, and you just have to pick one that you feel like is going to get you into the meets that you want, and will be able to negotiate getting a sponsor. And so I didn't have a sponsor my first year. I was a part of the Tracksmith amateur program, which they help financially with going to championships when it comes time to go to the US trials or the Olympic trials for indoors and outdoors, and they provide you with the clothes that you need to wear throughout the season, and with massages and just help assistance at the meet with your body massages. And they provided food for us at the Olympic trials and housing at the Olympic trials, because going to Eugene can be very expensive, and I don't know why. Like, what's in Eugene? That's a different part. In return, you just give them exposure with their brand because you're wearing their brand at the meets. You're not allowed to wear any other brand when you're at the meets. But I think reflecting on my first year, I don't think I would have changed anything. I think that I needed this year to figure out if I wanted to go pro, and not having an agent or a sponsor allowed me that freedom to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. And especially not having an agent, it showed me the ins and outs of what it is to be a professional track athlete and what it takes to do all the logistics, so that I know when I get an agent, I know what the process looks like, so I won't be. So yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble about my pro experience. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna end this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Still don't know my words, still stressing perfection. Let you all in my mental, got me looking too desperate.